Today, this video came across my recommendation feed, and it's called FUNMAXXing Breaks Murphy's Law. So let's see how this video is.
Don't miss. Don't miss.
Jay Freddy steps to the line. I can feel the nerves from here. 89% free throw shooter in his career.
Don't miss.
But tonight, all that matters is this one.
Don't miss this up, Jay.
He looks nervous, folks. And the shot is up. Oh no. He missed it. I can't believe what I just saw.
FUNMAXXing breaks Murphy's Law. Let me prove it.
Hey! Green!
This brutal miss could have been prevented, and the simple equation solves it. FUNMAXXing breaks Murphy's Law.
It sounds so beautiful, I want to give all the glory to God!
That miss was guaranteed the second that I told myself not to miss. This is the pink elephant paradox. This is applied to free throws, to performance in sports, to performance in life, to job interviews, to first date.
Bro, did he just fart, bro? Oh my goodness.
It's the big presentation.
Investors? Possibly you!
The harder that you want it, the more that your brain will sabotage you. But thanks to a term that is all over social media, and also is quite backed by neuroscience, and by the end of this, you'll never choke the same way again. So I was brain rot scrolling Instagram Reels as one does, and I came across this great video by our modern day Plato or Socrates, whatever. He said, FUNMAXXing breaks Murphy's Law. And I was like, hold up, wait a damn minute. Now this guy is onto something. Not only is this theory extremely insightful, it's like the one perspective shift that could actually change the rest of your life. That man was like the philosopher's stoned. But picture this, imagine performing at your absolute peak. You stop forcing things and somehow everything is in motion. It's like a child at play, like a dance, like the swell of a symphony. You surrender to your curiosities. Before we unlock all of this and get you into flow state, we need to figure out what these terms even mean.
Why did you and Mom name me after something that's bad?
No, we didn't.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law is the old adage that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. FUNMAXXing. All over social media, just like all the other maxing terms. But at its core, it means reclaiming play.
FUNMAXXing!
It's exactly what it sounds like. Maximizing fun. FUNMAXXing doesn't mean ignore your responsibilities type of way. More like maximizing the joy in doing whatever you are doing in that moment. The grind, the work, the brute force, those things still need to occur. But if you can enjoy the process and find fun in the moment and release the pressure, it creates a life through a whole new perspective. You start to gamify life. Everyone's so goddamn serious all the time. If you want to look like a successful person, we're told that you have to be so serious. There shall be no gesture maxing. But if you do things right, you can gamify your life, enjoy the process, and gesture max, FUNMAXX your way up to the top. And that sounds like a hell of a lot better of experience than the person who had zero fun in their life. And third, let's examine the interconnectedness between Murphy's Law and FUNMAXXing. The tighter that you grip, the more that it slips. And that's not a sexual innuendo this time.
The more you tighten your grip, target, the more star systems will slip through your finger.
Everybody has had this feeling when you know you need something to go super well. That big game, that job interview, you just want to control it so badly. You need it so badly to go in your favor. You start thinking about every word, every move, every possible way that this could go wrong. And then it does. Things always go.
Facts, bro. This literally happened to me for a job interview, man. I was thinking too much, and as a result, bro, your boy fumbled. But you know, we bounce back, we keep applying, we keep grinding, and we keep FUNMAXXing.
Go sideways. And that's the lie that you have been sold. You have felt like suffering is an absolute must in your life. But that's how FUNMAXXing is so interconnected to this. When you are in that state of this has to work out, of course Murphy's Law takes over. But when you FUNMAXX, let go of the reins. When you loosen up your grip on things and just play, pressure disappears. Your shoulders begin to drop. You stop monitoring yourself in the situation and making sure everything's going okay. Really, this works in pursuit of any mastery, anything in life. But this is really more than a viral term, and that's what I love about this, is there's real neuroscience here. He's at the free throw line.
Yo!
Airball! Don't think of a white bear. I just told you not to.
I just thought of a white bear. You just, bro, that's crazy.
To think of one, and why are you thinking of a white bear? Don't think of a pink elephant.
Bro, I just thought
Why are you thinking of an elephant that's pink? Ugh. This is ironic process theory, or the white bear problem, or the pink elephant paradox. Don't think of a white bear is what Harvard psychologist Daniel Wagner told his subjects. And what do you think they did? They thought of a white bear. Kind of like me when I was 3 years old and, you know, I saw the chocolate milk gallon sitting there in the fridge and I said, 2 glasses of milk, please. And my mother said, no, you have to wait till dinner to drink it. And I said, no, 2 glasses of milk, please. And the more she said no, the more that you want those 2 glasses of milk, right? The more that all that consumes your brain. So, you know, chocolate milk aside. Now replace the bear with don't mess this up. Don't mess this up, Jay. And of course, the same thing happens. Your attempt to avoid failure is the one thing that ends up dominating your mind and creates failure. It's just how Murphy's Law works. The yips, the twisties, and the waggles. You might have heard of the term yip.
Bro. Charles Barkley, whenever he plays golf, bro, this golf swing, man, it always leaves me busting out laughing, bro. Because, bro, what is that?
Creates failure. It's just how Murphy's Law works. The yips, the twisties, and the waggles. You might have heard of the term yips in baseball, in golf, but essentially the yips are what happens when your noggin, your thinking machine, it hijacks your brain at the worst possible moments. It stems from performance anxiety, the fear of choking under pressure, and it starts to scramble your focus and your muscle memory. Basically messes you up so much that you forget how to even do simple tasks that you're insanely good at typically. I gotta tell you a funny story. So in the process of writing this, I needed a little bit of a movement break. So me and Allie, we went to the gym. I'm tossing and saucing some heavy weights around. I was doing some heavy squat cleans. And I was listening to David Senra's podcast, and his guest was Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin is one of the most legendary creatives of all time, one of the best music producers of all time. And out of nowhere, he starts talking about the exact thing that I was just writing down. I was writing about the yips, about getting out of your own way. I set my barbell down and I looked around. I was scanning the gym, trying to find Allie to tell her how weird this was.
If you realize this is it, it's like what is it in golf, the yips, you know, like when you're playing golf, if you start thinking about it instead of just being in it, you can't do it anymore. It's almost like you have to get out of yourself to allow it to happen. Maybe not me, but for the artist has to get to this place where they don't even know they're doing it. It just happens. It's not a performance. It's something else. It's this like a real moment happens, and it's thrilling.
As I'm doing that, then David Senra brings up Steph Curry. We're going to talk about Steph Curry later.
I think you're speaking to my soul right now, because there's something I heard Steph Curry talk about one time where they're like, what do you think of when you're taking a shot? And he goes, absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
There is so many classic examples of the yips. Like in 2015, 2016, Tiger Woods was struggling with his chip shot severely. He was, greatest golfer ever. But for some reason, he forgot how to chip. And this is something he used to be great at. What was going on? This was the yips. This was his mind being hijacked. And unfortunately, as a Minnesota sports fan, I grew up in Minnesota. I love the Vikings, but man, they have been doing me dirty. Maybe this year's our year. Who knows? But anyways, I still remember Blair Walsh absolutely shanked it.
And the kick is no good.
My grandma can kick better than that, bro. And another athlete, Simone Biles, famously got the twisties. And it's not a titty twister. It's actually something in gymnastics similar to the yips. You lose all your spatial awareness. So when you're flipping, you don't know where you are. You don't know what's up, what's down. You don't know if you put your underwear on right. It's crazy.
Simone Biles has pulled out of the team in all-around competitions here in Tokyo, saying that she has a case of the twisties.
This was a neurological block that just kind of takes over your brain when you put so much pressure. FUNMAXxing is the vigilante, the person that comes and saves the day. This is not only a performance cue to help you perform better, but this is also just like a state of mind and a perspective to use in your life to get through the hard times, to perform better, and to have more fun doing it. Like an all-encompassing theory and framework.
Nice!
To help you have a better life. How does FUNMAXxing help you achieve this flow state and better performance? Well, there is a Hungarian psychologist, Mihaly, can't say his last name, so we're going to call him M-Dog. Well, he spent his career studying optimal human performance, and he called this flow. M-Dog, he found that flow comes from 3 different things: clear goals, immediate feedback, and the challenge matching your skill. So when you're anti-funmaxing, aka cortisol maxing, you're putting too much pressure on the moment. You're being way too serious. And your goal becomes don't mess this up. And as we learned from ironic process theory from Wagner, that's not good. You're gonna mess it up. That's Murphy's Law. On the flip side of the pillow, funmaxing creates flow. Your goal is more focused on the experience, not the outcome of things. You stop trying to have everything in your control. Your feedback becomes immediate because you feel present in the moment and the challenge is right.
Bet. Let's see if I can apply this right now. One clear goal. Man, I'm doing these reaction videos. I want to just have fun with this. So yeah, you know, just getting consistent of making at least 1 to 2 reaction videos every day, reacting to whatever I want to. I think that's gonna be my funmaxing goal right there.
Because you're loose enough to embrace it and become completely immersed in it. So previously in Rick and David's conversation, you now can kind of see how all these dots connect. Rick is describing the magical moment in the studio in his case, but in any sort of moment when something goes from not good to suddenly incredible. Rick was saying that the artist needs to completely get out of themselves to let it happen. They need to stop monitoring, stop performing, and just become engulfed in it. David then brings up Steph Curry. The sniper, the chef Curry with the sauce. I mean, my boy is the greatest shooter in NBA history. Hey. Steph is literally always funmaxing. He is so fun to watch because he always has a smile on his face. He's always doing little dances. He's just in the moment, in the flow. Somebody asked Curry what he thinks about when he takes a shot. Absolutely nothing. Rick Rubin says exactly. Now, the important distinction of this is Steph is not trying to not think about anything, because you can't try to think about nothing. It just doesn't work. What Curry is doing is he's so fun-maxing. He's completely in the moment. He's completely lost in the play that nothing happens automatically. He's not overthinking. When you're genuinely playing, you're not putting pressure on the outcome. You don't have to think. So stop thinking and start acting. Just do the thing. Stop ruminating on everything and just surrender to the moment. As you can see, this really applies to more than just sports. In other sports like marathoning, a classic example is Eliud Kipchoge, who is one of the greatest marathoners alive. But he always says when things get hard, when running gets hard, he just smiles. He smiles through the pain. And researchers show that it's...
Wait, I think he was trying to dap him up, and he was like, nope. He just pulled away his thumb.
Things get hard, when running gets hard, he just smiles. He smiles through the pain. And researchers show that it's estimated a 2% increase in running economy when he smiles. So this literally is boosting his performance, and that's measured. And man, Anthony Edwards, he's so fun to watch. He's probably my favorite basketball player. He is always playing with this unbridled joy. He's always trash talking, smiling at people. He's messing around with his teammates, pulling pranks on people. And I'm probably glazing him a little too much right now. But he has, whether he knows it or not, fully tapped into the funmaxing philosophy. Now, we cannot bring up funmaxing without bringing up the athlete where a lot of this actually started.
There's one major difference between a talk that gets 4,000 views versus a talk that gets 4 million views. And it's not what this is something no one in the speaking world ever talks about. And this is like the thing that led me to...
She became the youngest U.S. figure skating national champion in history at age 13. Then she walked away at 16. She just wasn't feeling it. She wanted to retire. She wasn't having fun. She followed her own passions instead. At this point, she was at her absolute peak, but she wanted to have this mini retirement, this mini sabbatical to pursue her own other hobbies that she wanted to do. But then she returned to the ice and made it all the way to the 2026 Winter Olympics. She said it herself that she just wanted to hype people up and give them an experience. Her teammate Amber Glenn said that what separates her from everyone else is how she genuinely sees the whole thing as pure enjoyment. She's funmaxing. So how do you apply this principle to your life or times when you need high performance? Well, let this be your permission slip to pursue your own curiosities, your own passions, your own path. Explore all the domains that fascinate you and use all of it in service of something bigger than yourself. And most importantly, have fun doing that. But this is not your permission slip to just slack off and ignore your responsibilities because I don't feel like it. I saw this quote that said, plan like an adult, but believe like a child. Leonardo da Vinci was supposed to be painting, but instead he was dissecting cadavers or designing flying machines or studying water currents, writing...
Like facts, bro. How is it that bro was doing all this amazing stuff thousands of years before it actually came to pass? Like he was making a flying machine before the Wright brothers. Like that was thousands of years ago. Like bro's mind was ahead of his time. He was a genius, man.
all of these curiosities down in journals that no one was supposed to read. He was the most complete person ever known to man. He had this journey of playful curiosity, of playful dreaming and imagination. This brought him down an extraordinarily weird and cool and fun path. And when you do have these obsessions, you have to fully dive into it. You can't have balance in those seasons of your life. Let it be all that consumes you. Let it be all that you think about. Dance in the fire and let it burn, baby, burn. You know, slowly over time, your obsession with that thing will start to cool. That part of your identity and the habits you built during that will still hold on. Like if you go through a phase of being obsessed with fitness, the skills of training, of eating right, all of that will stick with you for life. But on the other hand, in some seasons, there is no obsession, there is no fun work, and everything kind of seems to suck. And it seems like all you can do through this season is hard work and brute force to get yourself out of it. This is where the advanced FUNMAXxing application, this is where it really applies. First, you need to gamify things in everyday life that you're not obsessed with. And this looks like turning, workouts into competition, or changing your environment, adding a timer to things, putting on different playlists, finding new friends who can help motivate you, trying to make some sort of competition out of whatever you're doing. This is why CrossFit works. This is why running becomes addicting, why some people get addicted to business and making more money. Another thing you can do when stuff just sucks and you have to do it though, like going to work. But ask yourself the question, what would make this more fun? And it sounds so insanely cheesy and cliche but it instantly hacks your brain by shifting your mindset from obligation to one of creativity, to one of fun, to one of enjoying the moment and being in the moment. So it's not about avoiding doing hard things, but it is about having fun in the process and allowing yourself to enjoy the moment, to FUNMAXX everything through life. We only have one life to live, so just let it be a game. Let it be a fun game where you get to explore your curiosities, surrender to your curiosities, allow yourself to play like a child, have fun learning about new things and sharing them with the world, whatever. Keep pushing, keep FUNMAXxing. Like and subscribe.
And W video, and I really learned a lot about FUNMAXxing, Murphy's Law. And during the summer, I'm going to definitely be doing a lot of FUNMAXxing. I'm going to enjoy whatever comes my way, whether good or bad. And most importantly, gamify things. Because for me, I like to be brute force with whatever I'm doing, lock in, give it my all. And sometimes I just got to get in that mood of just playing around with different things, experimenting, and seeing what happens. Just like how I'm doing it with these reaction videos. This is like my first time doing it. But I'm just out here just trying to have fun. And we'll see where this thing goes. And thank you for watching this video. And I'll see you on the next one.